Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here on our quest to unlock that hand cannon using the new Mercenaries DLC in Resident Evil 4. This is the final level, the island. We're going to be doing Leon, and this is an S+ rank, just shy of 1,000,000 points. This one's kind of the hardest just because there's not a big open area where enemies want to naturally congregate to. So it can be a little bit harder to hold your combo through. It's also more challenging because of the types of enemies. There's a lot of armored enemies and even the mini bosses that spawn and whatnot. But for this run, you're going to want to start by pretty much just going through and trying to grab all of the green orbs to build as much time as possible. You'll definitely run into some enemies on the way. You can feel free to take them out or try to dodge them, up to you. If you're able to hold your combo through all the enemies, that would be obviously great. But this one is maybe a little bit harder to get something like an S++ rank, but at the same time, it's not that difficult just to get the 200,000 you need just for a normal S rank, or even less than that if you're just going for A ranks, for example. In an effort not to repeat myself, you guys should know the drill by now. You're trying to get that high combo. That will build you a points multiplier, making it easier to get more points per enemy. Additionally, once that combo banks, you should get a little bit of a bonus, and you're trying to complete all 150 enemies with as much time left on the clock as possible. Again, when possible, you're trying to prioritize things like headshots, melee kills, knife kills, and explosive kills. Those are going to be the ones that add, time to your clock, whereas just like a regular shotgun to the chest isn't going to add a lot of any time actually to your clock. So it makes it harder to get that bonus, and that bonus is really a significant part of your score if you are going for the higher ranks. As you'll see here, the spider type enemies can be a little tricky just because they move really quickly. There's not a lot of open areas to see them coming, so they'll like sneak around corners a lot. And they really take your aim away from the general enemies that you're going to want to be aiming at. So it can be a little bit challenging in that sense, but as long as you keep moving around a lot and keeping that combo, you shouldn't have too many issues. At this point, we're still trying to work our way around the island map and grab all of the green orbs. They're very spread out, and this is kind of the most complex of all of the areas. In terms of the kind of mini bosses that will spawn, after 20 enemies, you'll get a brute with a crossbow. After 70 enemies, you'll get 2 bare hand brutes. After 100 enemies, you'll get 2 hammer brutes. And after 130 enemies, you'll get 2 crossbow brutes. There will also be a lot of soldiers with shields and armor, which can, put a big wrench in your plans in terms of maintaining your combo because they're just going to eat certain bullets, and getting through shields in general is quite difficult. Save your mayhem mode for the mini bosses, save your hand grenades for mini bosses, or if you are about to be overrun, and feel free to always keep an explosive barrel nearby ready to detonate as a just in case. And if you can parry, you want to grab your parries when possible. That's just kind of the, the important tips you want to try to maximize if you are going for a really high score. Another interactable item on this map is the turret, which can be extremely useful to very quickly and effectively mow down mini bosses. It is also a little bit of, kind of risk and reward factor, because as you're using that turret, it's very easy for enemies to come up behind you and congregate behind you, and then there's this big group of enemies behind you that you won't be able to escape from. So be careful with that turret, but it's definitely a good tip to use it to clear out a big bad enemy. Also, you may notice a red laser pointer pointed at you. That means that there's a rocket that's about to be shot at you. You either want to run very quickly away from that laser pointer or hit the enemy with that rocket before they're able to get it off. If you're just going for an S rank, honestly, just banking something like a 80 combo should generate enough points to get you over that 200,000 hump. Going for more than 80 or even more than 100, you're really trying to get that S+ and that S++. So if you are struggling deeper into the run, you don't have to really worry. As long as you have good tactics that you're employing and you're able to get through about half of the level, you should be able to get that hand cannon unlocked once you beat it. And even though a lot of the fighting is happening in this weird, awkward kind of corner near the turret, we're going to move to the kind of bridge that you spawned by near the very beginning. That's kind of a more natural point where you can funnel enemies in a straight line to you. There's also a chicken directly underneath my feet there. If you take it out, you may get that golden egg for the extra bonus points. But that bridge is a kind of more natural funnel for the enemies, and you're less likely to get overrun or attacked from behind. I will leave you with the rest of the gameplay. Shout out to AJ for supplying the clip used in this video. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
game.